Well, let's talk a little bit about investment analysis. This course is cross-listed between economics and the business department. And the course is essentially a introductory level review, if you will, of investment securities. So we're going to look at some principles and practices of investing. We're going to concentrate and think about stocks, bonds, mutual funds, a variety of derivative securities. And we're going to place some emphasis on some development of some basic tools. Some of these will be Excel-driven tools, and some of the tools will be online tools available through a variety of publishing companies online. The basic topics of the course, we're going to look at the investment environment. We're going to talk about some tools of investing itself and risk analysis. We'll develop some ideas and concepts of how you analyze the macro and micro financial environments. We're going to look at the securities I mentioned before, stocks, bonds, options, some alternative investment tools like mutual funds and hedge funds. And we're also going to discuss or talk about how you trade securities. So the basic objectives of the course, there are 5 of them. We're going to explain the basics of investment analysis and the process of investing. We're going to analyze the economic environment. We're going to demonstrate an understanding of calculation of risk return and the capital asset pricing model. We're going to determine the value of stocks, bonds, and options. We're also going to discuss alternative investments like mutual funds and hedge funds. The POL as referenced here are our program outcomes or objectives that are listed in the syllabus. So the overall outcomes of the course, through in-class discussion, we'll analyze some real corporations. We'll take some online quizzes and homework to assess your understanding. There'll be some offline research and web exercises, so we can again gather real data, provide some basic analysis. There'll be discussion forums that help students delve a little deeper into current business topics. And through an online portfolio simulation, we will experience some real-life trading applications. The basic grading metrics, 25% of the course will be individual homework. 10% is the portfolio game. 25% is the individual research projects. 10% comes from the attendance/discussion analysis or process, and the exams will cover 30% of the course. The course agenda, we have 8 weeks of the course, so we'll have, as you see here, we'll talk about the environment. Second week, we'll do risk and return. Third week, risk, return, and CAP-M. The fourth week, we'll do some stock valuation. Session 5, we'll look at fixed incomes. 6, we'll concentrate on mutual funds and portfolio performance. Session 7 will be derivatives and pricing. And then finally, we'll conclude the course and have some discussion about the game itself, the portfolio game. So that's essentially the backbone of the course, if you will. I'm now going to switch to the actual course, and I don't know how much of this you can see. Let me see if I can get it in the frame here. I apologize. This is the actual Canvas site. So, of course, you can see you're familiar with Canvas, I am sure. Here's the home page. The important thing on the home page, if you scroll down, here is a picture of the textbook. The textbook should have the Connect software access code available in it. If it's not there, then we'll be able to get it through my TMC and your account with eCampus they have something called digital materials, something like that. So you'll be able to get it one of two places. So if we kind of go back, the next part, there's a video that talks about how to sign up for McGraw-Hill. So you'll follow that video, follow through here, and this is how you'll register for that software package. I'll come back to modules in a second. But of course, you know, there's a place for grades, right? There's a place where you can contact. I'm trying to find out where my mouse went. There it went. Where you can contact people in the class and or myself, right? What I would like to do is occasionally have an online conference. So when we start the class, I'll have an announcement that comes out very soon. I believe the very first night of this class, which is typically a Monday night for online classes, I'd like to have a conference call, maybe just for an hour, just to talk about the class itself, see if you have any questions, make sure everybody's been able to sign up for Connect, etc. So I'll contact you in an announcement. And of course, you know, the other sites here are all sites that are available. So the modules is where you're going to obviously find the course, the material. This actual video is here under Instructor Introduction. You'll see that in a bit. Here is the syllabus of the course. Here's the video that you'll follow to get you to sign up for and connect to the McGraw-Hill Connect. Here's the grading chart. Shows you how the course is metriced. If you have questions specifically for me, maybe they are a personal question or whatever, you can ask the instructor. If you have a question that's more of a class thing, for instance, you don't understand an assignment, I wouldn't put that on Ask the Instructor. I would put that on the classroom cafe discussion so that the entire class is aware that, you know, there's something that's not quite as clear as what obviously is what I think. So week one then, and all weeks are going to be set up this way. There'll be an introduction. We'll talk a little bit about the overview and the outcomes of the course. All right, so it'll talk about the course in general. The next thing that we'll discuss then is go through the list. There'll be a basic checklist of when things are due and what the assignments are. Let me just go back to the modules. I think it's easier that way. And then there'll be, here are the readings and material. Now what's missing from this are videos. As you see here, here's a video. At the end of, in the next day, there will be videos in place for each one of these PowerPoint presentations. So each chapter has a PowerPoint. This PowerPoint, if you open it in and you put it in the notes view, if you understand PowerPoint and how that works, you'll be able to take some notes as you follow through this lecture so that ultimately you can explore and review and study for the quizzes. So there's 2 chapters typically. There'll usually be some kind of an article that I'd like you to read. This really is just helpful in describing some of the things that are in up above here, but sometimes it could be some more real-life types of activities. Here is a document that describes the portfolio game. Here's a summary, a video summary explaining that document. And then we have the activities for the week. Every week there'll be a discussion. When you look and when you open this document, say, I want you to go to kiplinger.com. I want you to find an article under the general heading of wealth creation, investing, or money. And I want you to write a brief summary of this article, right? Provide an analysis of why one of your classmates might want to read this. So I guess a general strategy, if you will. Say, tell me what the article's about. What 2 things did you get from this article that are takeaways that you think are the most important? And then how does that apply to your understanding of the world? How does it verify things that you already knew? And again, in the end, why might this be of importance to one of your classmates? In the end, there's also a second part of this discussion. You're going to respond to one other classmate's articles or their response or their reply, and then you'll reply that. And of course, then it is obviously graded via a metric, and the metric is available. It's just a 15-point metric. Talks about, did you do what I asked you to do was the first thing. Did you respond in an appropriate way to your classmate? And the final thing is the grammar, spelling types of grading for within this description. Again, the next week, the second part is just your discussion based on another person's reply. Once we follow down, the next thing to do is a research. Every week there will be a research assignment. As you see, it'll give you some instructions. You're going to start with a company. We want to make sure that this company, number one, is not a financial institution, but we want to make sure that the company has dividends. How you do that is you're going to look for what's referred to as the ex-dividend date. So in Yahoo Finance, you'll put the ticker symbol in the quote box, you'll hit enter, and the company's web page will come up in Yahoo Finance. If you scroll down, if you look for this, you're going to find some data, market cap beta, but in the middle there, they'll talk about dividends. There's information about dividends. If there are any numbers here at all, in this case, the expected dividend is $1.64, and the dividend yield is 2%. If there are numbers here, this company has dividends, and that will be a good company. In which case, that's the company that you will be researching as we go through the rest of this course and the weekly research assignments. And again, you'll just, in Yahoo Finance, you go to Profile, find this information, type it in there, go to the Holder section. What's the definition, right? Give us some information about that, fill it in the box. And these are different sections where I ask you to gather some data, answer some basic questions, etc. So that's the research assignment. Of course, this research is uploaded, right? So there'll be a place where you'll submit your assignment, and it will be uploaded in the Canvas system. At the end of the week, towards the end of the week, after you've completed all of the work above, then you should start working on the homework and the quizzes for each chapter. They obviously have a due date. They are timed. The quizzes certainly are timed. And you will complete all of that information. So that is the basics. Each week will look very similar to this. And that's how the course should look as a student. So I look forward to working with you. I will chat with you soon. Goodbye.